I am begging you, please don't walk away from this.
Okay, but we need to talk somewhere private.
The ballroom glittered with crystal chandeliers and elegant guests in designer gowns and tuxedos. Lily Anderson stood near the entrance in a borrowed pale blue dress. Feeling completely out of place at the charity gala her friend had convinced her to attend. At 25, she was a social worker who lived paycheck to paycheck, and this world of wealth and privilege was as foreign to her as another planet. She was about to leave when she saw him. Derek, her ex-boyfriend, the man who had cheated on her gaslit, and told her she would never amount to anything. He was walking toward her with a smug smile. His new girlfriend on his arm, clearly ready to gloat about his upgrade. Panic seized Lily's chest. She could not face his condescension tonight, could not bear to see the pity and triumph in his eyes. Her gaze darted around desperately and landed on a man standing alone nearby, looking bored despite his expensive suit. Without thinking, Lily walked up to him quickly. "Please," she whispered urgently, "I need you to pretend to be my boyfriend for 5 minutes. My ex is coming over and I cannot let him see me alone." The man looked down at her with surprise, taking in her desperate expression. He was handsome, probably in his early 30s, with dark hair and an air of authority that suggested he was accustomed to being in control. "Act like you love me." "Please," Lily added, her voice breaking slightly. Something shifted in the man's expression. Without a word, he slipped his arm around her waist and pulled her close just as Derek approached. "Lily," Derek said, surprise evident in his voice. "I didn't expect to see you here. This doesn't seem like your usual scene." "Derek," Lily said, trying to keep her voice steady. "This is my boyfriend. I'm Gabriel," the man beside her said smoothly, extending his free hand while keeping his other arm firmly around Lily's waist. "Gabriel Sinclair." "And you are Derek Morrison," her ex said, shaking Gabriel's hand while sizing him up. "How long have you two been together?" 3 months, Gabriel said before Lily could answer. "Best 3 months of my life, actually. Lily is extraordinary." He looked down at her with such convincing warmth that Lily almost believed it herself. "She's brilliant at her work, compassionate beyond measure, and she makes me want to be a better person. I'm lucky she agreed to date me." Derek's smug expression faltered. "That's great. Well, we should catch up sometime, Lily." "Perhaps," Gabriel said coolly, his tone suggesting that would never happen. "If you'll excuse us, I promised Lily a dance." He guided Lily onto the dance floor, his hands settling naturally at her waist as they began to move to the music. Lily was shaking, adrenaline and relief mixing together. "Thank you," she whispered. "I'm so sorry for ambushing you like that. I just panicked." "I could see that," Gabriel said, his voice gentler now. "That was your ex?" "Yes, he was awful to me and I couldn't face his judgment tonight. Thank you for playing along." "What he said to you before? Was it true?" "Are you a social worker?" Gabriel asked. Lily nodded. "I work with foster children, trying to find them permanent homes. It doesn't pay much, but it matters. Derek always said I was wasting my potential on people who couldn't help me get ahead." Gabriel's expression hardened. "He's an idiot. What you do is more valuable than anything most people in this room do, including me." "What do you do?" Lily asked. "I run a company," Gabriel said vaguely. "It's not important. Tell me about your work." They danced and talked, and Lily found herself relaxing in Gabriel's arms. He asked intelligent questions about her work, seemed genuinely interested in the children she helped, and never once made her feel less than because of her modest circumstances. When the song ended, Gabriel said, "Would you like to stay longer? I'm supposed to be networking, but I'd much rather spend the evening with you." "Are you sure?" Lily asked. "You don't have to keep pretending." "I'm not pretending anymore," Gabriel said quietly. "I'm genuinely interested in getting to know you better." Over the next few weeks, Gabriel and Lily continued to see each other. He took her to dinner at restaurants she could never afford, but also to her favorite coffee shop where they sat for hours talking. She introduced him to her work, and he met some of the children she was helping, listening to their stories with compassion that surprised her. It was not until their 4th date that Lily discovered who Gabriel actually was. They ran into someone at a restaurant who addressed him as Mr. Sinclair and mentioned his company, Sinclair Industries. A quick phone search later revealed that Gabriel was a billionaire CEO, one of the wealthiest men in the country. "Why didn't you tell me?" Lily asked when they were alone. "Because I wanted you to know me, not my bank account," Gabriel said. "Every woman I've dated has been interested in what not who I am. You asked me to pretend to love you for 5 minutes. I've spent the last month falling in love with you for real, and I didn't want my wealth to change how you saw me. It doesn't change anything, Lily said. I fell for the man who defended me to my ex without knowing anything about me. I fell for the person who asks about my work like it matters. I fell for you, Gabriel. Not your company or your money, just you. Gabriel smiled, the first completely unguarded expression she had seen from him. Then I should tell you something else. That gala where we met, I was there because I funded. The charity supports foster care programs. I've been a donor for years trying to give back because I was in foster care myself as a child. Lily felt tears in her eyes. Why didn't you say something when I told you about my work? Because he wanted to hear your perspective without influencing it with mine, Gabriel said. And because I wanted you to see that I valued what you did for its own sake, not because of my connection to the cause. Months after meeting, Gabriel proposed to Lily at another charity gala, this time with her fully aware of who he was and what he did. He got down on one knee in front of the same people who had witnessed their first dance. You asked me to pretend to love you for 5 minutes, Gabriel said. I want to spend the rest of my life showing you I don't have to pretend at all. You saw me as just a man who could help you in a moment of panic. I saw a woman who valued character over circumstances, who dedicated her life to helping children no one else wanted. Will you marry me? Lily said yes through happy tears and across the ballroom. Eric watched with an expression that was no longer smug but stunned. At their wedding, Gabriel shared their story. She needed someone to pretend for 5 minutes. I got a lifetime of real. She thought she was using me to avoid embarrassment. Instead, she gave me the most authentic relationship I've ever had. That's what happens when you ask for help from the right person at exactly the right moment. Sometimes desperation leads us to the people we were meant to find all along, and sometimes pretending to love someone teaches us what real love actually looks like. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe for more tales of fake relationships becoming real, finding authentic love in unexpected moments, and discovering that the best partnerships start when we're brave enough to ask for help. Comment below and share about a time when something that started as pretense became genuine, or when asking a stranger for help led to something beautiful. Your story could give someone else courage to reach out when they need support.